What it is, what it ain't, what's up? I am the coldest and the hottest. I am Nikki T. Happy Sample Sunday, y'all. These bitch niggas throwing paper. And it's time for the Twerkulator. Hey. So the city girls, they finally got the sample clear for Twerkulator just in time for the summer, okay? And just in time for Sample Sunday. So let's get into it. So we all recognize the original beat and where the chorus came from. Like this video if you grew up hearing Planet Rock and it's time for the Percolator at all the little family functions or wherever y'all went as a kid. Like this video, y'all remember that, because that's where I got these memories from. So the Twerkulator beat is basically Planet Rock by Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force. And the chorus is an interpolation from Kashmir's It's Time for the Percolator. It's time for the Percolator. So just a refresher in my shit, the devil. So just a refresher and interpolation in layman's terms, it's basically a handmade sample. Instead of directly sampling it from the song, you would just recreate the melody, recreate the instruments or whatever you would like to do with it. The song was inspired by a group called Kraftwerk and that electric futuristic sound that they had. They were worried about Kraftwerk's response because it sounded like an uncleared sample at first, even though sample was not that popular back then. But Bambaataa eventually clarified and said that nothing was sampled, it was all original sounds and original mixes, which were mixed and synthesized by John Roby. So John Roby was a synthesizing genius, okay? He had 3 different machines for the work on Planet Rock. He had a Microbook, a Prophet 5, and a Fairlight. It took Baker, Roby, and Bambaataa about 8 hours to finish this beat within one night. Then days later, the rappers came in the studio and they was like, what the fuck is this? They was not messing with it. They hated it. They absolutely detested it. In Baker's term, they detested that beat. They didn't know what the hell to do with it because rappers were not rapping on stuff like that back then. So it was like, what is this? But they eventually hopped on it, and Planet Rock is one of the most influential songs to ever be created. Rolling Stone included one of the best hip-hop songs of all time, or best songs of all time period, I believe. So Bambaataa also stated that he believes Planet Rock is the birth of freestyling because he said they didn't have any technique to that rapping, they were just going off the beat. So now it's time for the Percolator, literally, okay? The Percolator is actually a coffee pot. I didn't know what the hell that was. I thought it was literally a dance. When I was growing up, my mom was like, it's time for the Percolator. And then you go lower and lower into a split. And so I watched the video, they up here doing shit with their arms and stuff like that. The Chicago artist Green Velvet / Cashmere, he already created the song, but he said he always remixes his own songs when he feel like they haven't got enough traction or something like that. So he went to the studio and the engineer was like, let me go put on the Percolator. And so Kashmir was like, boom, it's time for the Percolator. It's time for the Percolator. So that's where we got that. I have always wondered where the fuck that came from because I heard it all the time growing up. Like I told you, my mom was dancing to it and everything at the functions and shit, but I just never knew what a percolator was. My dumb ass. Whole time it's a whole coffee pot. So after Planet Rock, we heard all type of variations of the beat or more electro, funk, hip-hop-ish songs. And so more recently, what I could think of, a whole lot of choppers like that whole little Miami bass feel. One of the coolest parts about Twerkulator is the Miami bass feel and both of the girls being from Miami. I thought that was just perfect. I thought it was so cool. It's a perfect song for them. I wonder if they like really well versed in Miami bass or they know about the influence and everything like that. Thank you all so much for tuning to this week's episode of Sample Sundays. I really appreciate it. Please like this video, comment down below any thoughts that you may have, and of course subscribe to my channel, and be sure to tell a friend about your girl Nikki T. I will see you all next week, but in the meantime, have a happy Sample Sunday. Holla.